I have to listen to my
Mm.
body. And if I'm waking up at 4:30, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. The kids are good. 11 to 12, eyes are shut just for a second so I can recharge. Praying is for you to talk. Meditation is for you to listen. The best thing you can do is care about yourself.
Oh my God.
The best thing you can do is nurture yourself, is to love on yourself, is to do your therapies or whatever it is you need, or
Mm.
all in the midst of that, you're gaining emotional intelligence. Instead of saying, I can't do
Mm.
anymore, when the chaos comes, you let the chaos keep chaosing, and then
Yeah.
a lesson comes where something has broken or failed, or someone's in trouble or you're in trouble, and
Yeah.
then that's when you stop. But if we would stop and listen at the chaos part, the lesson might not be as difficult. You are enough. You have what you need. Fear isn't in love. So just take that step forward. Give yourself some grace. You are enough. God doesn't make any mistakes.
Hi, and welcome to another season of the Woman Witness podcast on the Woman Witness TV network. I'm your host, Leah Fortier. Here on this podcast, we bring to you dynamic stories of faith, resilience, and transformation to empower, strengthen you, and inspire you in your journey with God, family, and community. Each episode, we deep dive into the lives of incredible women who have faced challenges, embraced their calling, and found courage to rise stronger together. Here at The Well, we believe that every story is a testimony to God's goodness and His grace. And we know that together we can grow, uplift, and support one another. So join us each Monday as we share and bring to you a story of a resilient woman and celebrate her victories and lean into the power of faith to shape your lives and the community around us. I am so excited to introduce my topic today and my guest, but I'm going to go ahead and set the stage for you. So often, many of us moms who are raising little people, we want to kind of do it all. And sometimes we feel defeated, we feel depleted, we feel that it's not going to be able to happen. Well, I'm here to tell you that it can happen. Today, I have an amazing guest who's not only the owner of two incredible companies, but she's raising three little people and somehow found the balance between managing it all the chaos and found faith. So today, without further ado, I'm so excited to introduce to you my guest today, Miss Jardae Davis. Hey, Jardae, welcome to The Well.
Hey, hi Leah, how are you?
I am fine. How are you?
Doing well. I'm doing well, enjoying the fall. I love the season.
Well, you know what? It kind of looks like fall behind you. It looks very pretty.
Yeah, oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we had a couple instances where the weather was crazy, but it's nice now.
Well, hold on. What part of the world are you in? Where are you?
I'm in Baltimore.
Oh, got it. So you have some seasons, I
We have
feel.
some seasons here. Yep.
Okay, that's amazing. Okay, so I'm in California and it's supposed to be cold. It's supposed to be sweater weather, and that's not happening.
Okay. Oh, goodness gracious.
I know. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, we're supposed to have seasons too. But that doesn't happen. But anyways, so Jardae, I love what you do. I love that you are an entrepreneur. You're raising little people, and I have little people myself. And I can tell you, and I know there's many women who are listening. Who are like, okay, how do we get it all done? How do we manage it all? But
Yeah.
before we
Okay.
jump into your secret recipe, I want to give you the floor and ask that you just share a little bit about yourself. Who is Jardae?
So I am what Leah already introduced me as, a serial entrepreneur. I basically serve moms through event and planning production, and also through coaching. How I like to differentiate is my childhood dreams event planning business, which is my baby. Um,
Mhm.
that is built from my hobby, what I love to do. I love to plan, I love to produce, I love to, make someone's dreams and visions come to life. So that's what childhood dreams is about. So I serve parents, usually moms, and help them create this amazing event for their kids. But health coaching came as my calling. That's
Okay.
the difference. So
Mhm.
Elevate by Day was born. And I'm basically helping moms create this desirable lifestyle while mastering motherhood because it is crazy. And we'll talk about it for sure, but journaling definitely changed my life. That's one of
Yeah.
the ways that I really like found out like
What it is to do.
coaching was really like something straight from God. It was not anything where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna grow up and be a doctor. I want to
Mhm.
be a nurse. No, I was not interested in that stuff at all.
Yeah.
It just kind of like fell
So,
on me through different avenues, through different life. I started, journaling and writing, and I got really closer to God. And it was just
mhm,
like, hey, this is what I need you to do. And
mhm.
so now I'm here now. I still have childhood dreams, of course, but I'm also doing Elevate by Day, and I'm really excited about it. I will probably usually intermingle the two, which will be fun.
Of course, yeah.
And so I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to serving and helping and guiding moms so that we can all be great together.
Okay, I love it. I mean, I can see the tier. So I can definitely see how God
Yeah.
used one area that you were passionate about and then begin to build around it and build it up, right?
Mhm.
I could definitely see that. So tell us what inspired you? Let's just start there. What inspired you to start this entrepreneurial journey while being a mom at the same time?
Well, just to give a backstory, so I started working in corporate when I first came out of college. I went ahead, I did a little nonprofit work here and there, and then I went into corporate, and I went into the health insurance field, and I
Mhm.
started working there. My husband ended up having a really demanding job, and we traveled. So we
Yeah.
started off in Baltimore when my daughter was 3, and we left, and we haven't been back for 10 years. So we just moved back to Baltimore.
Oh my gosh, and that's home.
This is home. So
Got
it's
it.
definitely
Call
different now.
your help.
Yeah. So I have all my
Mhm.
support system, but it's like I have a support system, but
Yeah.
I'm also coming back with a 8-year-old, a 4-year-old. My 4-year-old is neurodivergent. And then, of course, my doodle, my golden doodle. So I'm coming back with a whole different family, a
Yes.
whole different level of support, which is really needed.
Yes.
But with him moving, we moved, I think we left Baltimore. We went to Birmingham, left Birmingham, went to Tampa, left Tampa, went to Jacksonville, left Jacksonville, went to Nashville, left Nashville, went to Chicago, and I'm just coming back to Baltimore from Chicago.
Oh
So
my
here
gosh.
we are.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, can I just ask you real quick, Jardae, did you like travel as a kid? Is this something new that you had to take on, the pick up and go, make new
Um,
friends, establish new
well,
circles?
my both of my parents were in the service. So when I was young,
Oh,
when I was very, very young, we did travel. Like we were in Germany a little bit. We stayed in
oh,
Miami for a little bit. And then by the time I got to like the first grade, that kind of all ceased. And I grew up
mm,
in Baltimore. And then we did a lot of traveling, like family vacations, but nothing like this here, what I'm going through. So I definitely, was like, I'm not going to be able to hold a job, um, and before, remote wasn't a thing until after the pandemic. So
correct.
some people did remote, but it wasn't that big of a deal. So I was like, I don't know how I'm going to keep working, start developing, and then
Hmm.
pull back and then try to find something. I was like, I can't do that. I have to create something for myself where I can move from state to state and still be okay. And of
Mm,
course, the entrepreneurship journey is still hard in itself because then once you move, you're building back up clientele, especially
100%.
if you have like a service based business. But yeah, that was my thing. Like, okay, I got to figure this out. I love motherhood, but I love to make my own money as well. So I got
Yeah.
to figure out how to do this. So that's where childhood dreams came about. I found a need, and I was like, let's go for it and see. And so it
Yeah.
really worked out to be well.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And the reason why I asked you as far as like being able to pick up and make new friends or, create new circles, because it's important, especially if you are an entrepreneur. I
Mm.
mean, as much as some of us want to be an introvert and kind of keep to ourselves, you
Yeah.
really, it's going to be tough to do that as an entrepreneur.
It is. It is. It's very tough. And even, I keep saying, after the pandemic came, It was like, okay, everybody's in the house. We're cool being in the house. We done created, DIY'd ourselves to death. Now the house is nice. We don't want to leave. So it's like, okay, I think
Yeah.
we could start trickling back outside and networking. But yeah, it was tough. It was tough
Yep.
coming back from that.
So when did you start your business? You started around that time, around COVID.
Literally, I was I was 8 months pregnant with my third.
Yeah.
We were moving from Nashville to Jacksonville. Once
Hmm.
I had him, like he was like 3 months, and I was like, okay, I'm ready to go. We're gonna have to figure something out. So I'm holding a baby, I'm typing on the computer, I'm researching, I'm buying inventory. I'm just like, baby's on the back, we're gonna deliver, we're gonna do what we gotta do. And that's kind of how it came about. And it started moving and shaking. And I was like, oh, this is exciting. I like this. And so, the kids would come with me. I would put them in the car, I'll pull out tables and chairs, do what I have to do with the babies in the rear. My daughter is kind of like my assistant now. She's 14. So she's been through it with me.
Oh my gosh. And imagine what that's teaching her,
Yes.
watching you.
Yep.
It's so exciting. Which kind of leads me into this question. What systems and routines have you implemented since creating a balance between running a business and managing home life?
A lot of the systems are me literally using a paper and pencil. To really be honest with you,
Yeah.
I'm very much paper and pencil. You'll look to the left, to the right, and I have notebooks every freaking where.
Yeah.
Um, but on top of just like everyday life, like I'm Instacarting. Groceries, they're not going with me to the grocery store.
No, man.
You need clothes, we're doing same day delivery from Target or whatever you need. Like there's no going out. I have to manage my time wisely, and that means that I'm setting up all types of,
Mm.
for my daily routine. I'm meal prepping. And for me, meal prepping is more like Sundays, I'll make 2 meals instead of one.
Mm.
And I'll spread that out. I will prep just like we juice in the morning. So
Yeah.
juices come like between the hours of morning to 12 where it's liquids and fruit.
Oh
So
my gosh.
yeah, so if I plan ahead, it's cool. Kids, I have charts on their doors for afternoon because I realize that in the afternoon I get overstimulated and I
Huh.
feel like I'm doing this all day, all afternoon. And as a parent to multiples, you got to be a different parent to each kid.
Each child.
Yes, and nobody talks about that, but it's
Mm-mm. You
every
do.
kid you have to parent differently. So
Yes.
I'm just like, I can't do this. What we're gonna do, I literally put like from 4 to 8:30, Leah, their schedule is on the door.
Mm.
Hey, what should you be doing right now? It is
Mm.
6:30.
Get your
Oh,
homework done.
they'll be like, oh, but that helps me so much. So just little tricks like that allows me to kind
Huge.
of, yeah. My husband, depending on what time his days fluctuate, so he may come in and be like, "Hey, what are we supposed to do?" Girl, I had a chart for him too.
Come
I don't.
on.
I put a chart in his office. I was like, "Hey, this is how you help your queen. These are the things I need.
Yes.
Clean the kitchen at night. Make sure you do this." That, and it
Yes.
worked.
It
It
works.
worked for me because I hate delegate. Like I delegate all day, and he
Yeah.
does too. So for me
Yeah.
to for you to be like, "Hey, how do you need help?" And I'm just like, I don't know.
Yes.
You see the kitchen? It's crazy. Okay,
And
so
you're right about that. That's
yeah,
good.
yeah. So I'm like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm a list. I'm gonna write. I'm gonna do this, and that's how
Mm-hmm.
I've been kind of system management. Like that is the system. I wake up early. I know it's hard for a lot of people.
Yes. How
Um,
early are we talking, Jardae?
I wake up at 4:30 every
Okay.
morning, and some people like to do later on in the evening, but by the time I put the kid down, the last one is down, I am tired. I
Sleep.
cannot, yeah, I cannot, I don't want to read. I don't want to do none of
Yes.
that. I just want to lay in the bed and giggle on IG reels for a little bit and
Yes.
go to sleep. You know what I mean? So it's very, very hard. So I was like, okay, 4:30. I wake up at 4:30, y'all. I am meditating or I'm journaling. They don't go, it's not a specific way I do it. It just depends on how I feel when I wake up. If
Yeah.
I wake up and I have a really vivid dream,
Yeah.
I'm
Write
writing it
that
down.
down.
If I wake up and it's kind of cloudy, I might meditate first, then write. If
Mm.
I'm meditating, journaling, and then I'll do like some kind of devotional, my
Yeah.
morning it goes smooth. Am
Yeah.
I a little tired by 10, 11, 12? Maybe, but I'm able to keep moving.
Yeah.
But what I told myself was, hey, I need to fit in some downtime in the day. I have the flexibility of doing that, just being an entrepreneur, having the kids. Let
Mm-hmm.
me say, okay, Jardae, from 11 to 12, go lay down. That
Mm-hmm.
helps a lot. Listening to my
Recharge.
body. Yeah, we need to recharge. The whole, you
Absolutely.
know what I mean, working straight for 8 hours, coming home, mothering, going, that's robotic. That's not natural.
Come on.
So, yeah, I have to listen to my
Mm.
body. And if I'm waking up at 4:30, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. The kids are good. 11 to 12, eyes are shut just for a second so I can recharge. And then I'm back at it. That's
Yes.
why people shut down by 1 to 2 o'clock.
Yes.
Like lumpy and you want coffee and you want energy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's because your
Mm-hmm.
body's like, hey, I need
Um,
you to let me sleep, let me
right.
rest. I don't want
Right.
any food because that's what people think. They're like, oh, I need to eat something or I need a little snack. Or no, you don't. You need
Mhm.
to
That's gonna
close
make you
your
more
eyes.
tired.
Yes. Yes. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what I tell people all the time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
even if you're in your car, you're at work, like give yourself like some eye closing time. Even if
Yeah.
it's 30 minutes. And I know sometimes people don't like power naps, but
It's
you know,
okay. You can take one.
yeah,
It will do your body some good.
it will. It will.
Okay, so what I hear you saying is that in order the way that you found success in being able to manage your jobs and your family is time management
It's so,
and just being on top of that
yes,
delegation. And it's okay to delegate within your family.
it
And I love
is.
the way that you said that. And we don't talk about it enough. It's okay,
Yeah, for
right?
sure. Yeah.
I like that. Okay, can you mentioned you touched on this briefly, but I want to make this realistic to some moms who are listening.
Okay.
It is easy for us to get overwhelmed a little bit. So give us a time where you just kind of felt like, okay, am I hearing you correctly, God? Is this what you want me to do?
Oh my God. So this move here back home, you would
Yeah,
think was very simple.
yeah.
This was probably the hardest move that I had to do. And
Interesting.
this was the hardest. I have
Mm,
moved alone with no support for a very long time, but just coming
mm,
here put a lot of pressure. The funny thing about that is
hmm.
March, I have it in my this notebook, this journal.
Yeah.
March, I got up one morning and I was, having my talk with God, and He was like, "You need to go back home." And I literally wrote down. I said, "I do not want to go back home." Now, at this time, we didn't know that we were going home. March, we didn't know. We didn't know we were going home until probably April, May.
Mm.
And then my husband left right before right before Mother's Day. And I was just like, I don't know what he's talking about. In my mind, I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't even know how we would go home. Like,
Yeah.
when I talked to my husband, I'm like, going back home had never been an option. We were like, no, we're fine.
Yeah.
My mothers were coming to visit and help out, and we would take our
Yeah.
vacations. They would come watch the kids. Like, I had it all worked out.
Right.
Like, I do not want to go back home. And then the end of April, he was like, hey, they want me to go to Baltimore. I said, to do what?
It's a
What
trip.
I mean, they need help? Because
Right.
usually, like, that would be, do they need help? Do they need you to go for a couple of weeks? Like, what?
Right.
And he was like, no, like, to work. And I looked up, I said, God, you are so funny. You
That
are,
is
you are so funny. But I
mm,
moved,
mm,
and
mm,
all I
mm,
could think about was my house. I was like, oh my God, I love this house. My kids had just started making
mm,
friends. The
mm,
neighborhood was good. I felt safe.
mm,
My son, who's 4, I had just got him into like ABA therapy. I had a speech
mm,
therapist. We had OT. And everybody who has that already knows how that is very hard to get into.
mm,
Pathologists are overbooked and overwhelmed. So for you to
mm.
find a decent one, it was just like, thank you, God. So now I'm not only shifting my family, but I'm taking my child who needs stability away from everything that he
My
needs.
God.
And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. And that's what happened. Like, we ended up shifting.
And
We
then
had
he has to leave earlier than you. So then
It's just
that's
me. So it's just me. So he's leaving. I'm gone.
yeah.
I am trying to get the house together to be sold. I am trying to make
Whew,
sure the
honey.
kids are still doing all their normal activities. Everything is normal until it's not. And I'm trying to work ahead of time because now I'm like, okay, so I need a speech therapist. Let me go ahead and get on a waiting list. Well, I would prefer to have recommendations for real moms. You know what I
Mm,
mean? So
mm.
now I'm all in the Facebook groups and I'm just like, who goes here? Who goes there? Where do we go? Da 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 da. And I'm just like, this is so crazy. And I finally
Mm,
got here and I finally said, I'm taking a break. I got here, I got them together, and I stopped everything. I stopped looking for therapists. I stopped
mm.
looking for homes and houses. I needed that recharge.
You do,
And
yes.
all about self awareness, like knowing what you need in that moment. And I knew in that moment that's what I needed. That's what
Yeah.
I needed a second. So
Yes.
that's what I kind of just managed by. The first thing is making myself aware and understanding that I need more time. I
Yeah.
need a second. I need my body needs you to be still
Yeah.
because
I
being
gotta hear
still,
it.
I gotta hear what is going on. You can't hear if it's all the commotion and the chaos and you're trying to move and you're trying to do this. And I'm just like, there's chaos because this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. And
Right.
that's what I always tell people. The chaos that you're experiencing, that's not God. God is very peaceful. He's calming. Whatever you're doing, that means you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. That's God's
Mm,
job. And so I
mm.
was like, oh, let me back off and let me just let him work. And as soon as I backed off and I said, okay, I'm gonna take a break,
Yeah.
things started coming together little by little.
Wow.
Things started working itself out. And I was just like, I needed to pause.
Okay.
Yeah, I needed to break. Okay. Now I have a foundation. He's already set me up. Now let's move and add the pieces to the puzzle. And that's just kind of my step. As soon as I
Yeah.
notice that things are getting a little crazy, like things are starting to move. I said, oh, okay, what am I supposed to, what, the question is, what am I supposed to be learning right now?
Yeah.
You're struggling.
Yeah.
Kids are being kids. Life is lifing, as we say. What is the lesson that I'm supposed to learn right now? Where am I in this lesson? What is it that you need me to do?
Yeah.
How can I be obedient
Come on.
and figure out what it is? And so that's only done when you're quiet and when you're still. And
When
that's how I use my mornings. That's why I'm up at 4:30. My house is completely silent. It's quiet. I can hear.
mm.
That's when you can talk and you can listen. And that's why I tell
Yeah.
pain. Praying is for you to talk. Meditation is for you to listen.
Do you write when you listen?
When I'm listening, I go back after I'm done. So
That's
as I'm listening, I'm not writing. I
yeah.
just when I'm done, then I say, okay, this is what he's saying, or this is what has been said, or what I'll go back and write it
Interesting.
down. And I'll write the time, I'll write the date, and
Yeah.
I
What
can go back and flip through. Yeah, for
I
sure.
like that. Okay, I like that, Jardae. I love hearing different people's methods. And speaking of method, you segued into my next topic, which was managing the chaos and finding faith and hearing God in it. And I love how you presented it to us, right? You said you heard God tell you that you're moving, and and I get it, right? When God tells you something, that sounds scary. How is that even going to be done? And
That's it. And I was like,
your
I kind of just brushed
response,
it off. I was like, I'm gonna write it down, but I'm brushing this off because
right?
it's not what I want to happen right now.
Right. I was gonna say your response is literally just like most of our response. Like, no, Lord, what are you talking about?
Hmm.
You said that you mentioned something, and it brings me to this question: do you see chaos in your life as a test of faith? And if so, how has navigating that chaos brought you closer to God?
So chaos I see as a warning to get quiet. That's how I see chaos. When lessons happen, like even anything little as your car breaking down or the
Mm,
money's looking funny or you know what I mean, something happened, something you feel like you failed at something. That's my test. The
yeah,
chaos comes before that. That's the you see the smoke. The chaos is already there. And somehow a lesson comes in and you're just that's when people usually be like, I can't do anymore. Instead of saying I can't do
mm,
anymore when the chaos comes, you let the chaos keep chaosing and then
yeah,
a lesson comes where something has broken or failed or someone's in trouble or you're in trouble and
yeah.
then that's when you stop. But if we would stop and listen at the chaos part, the lesson might not be as difficult. You might be able to maneuver a lot better, for sure.
That's good, Jardae. That is really good.
So,
Hold on, and you are right about that, right? Because
yeah.
isn't any time like they what is this old say like if something fails and then it all fails or
Mhm.
something along those lines, but you just feel like everything is happening at once.
Yes.
Right? I
Yeah.
mean, the kids calling you, somebody forgot their lunch, and then you try to rush out the door, then you run over a
Nail in the tire.
nail, thank you, your
Yeah.
tire, then
Uh-huh.
you just try to figure out what just happened. And
Yeah.
it's so interesting, and I hear you so loud and clear at that moment. That's the kind of time to reflect and see what was happening prior to that.
Mhm.
Were you irritable?
Yeah.
Everything
He's trying to get your
bothering you?
attention for sure. Yep.
Short patience? Come
Mhm.
on.
Yep. Overstimulated, real quick to get angry. All those are signs. All those are signs.
That's good. That's really good. It's very good. And I say this because I feel that sometimes when we enter into this state of confusion, this chaos,
Uh-huh.
our first instinct is to say, God, what? What do you want from me?
Uh-huh. Yep.
What I do to you?
Right.
Like,
Come
I'm
on,
praying
like
every day.
I hear you now. I hear you. What are you trying to
Right,
tell me?
right, right. But somehow you found a way to grow closer to God. Talk to me about that. How do you
Oh
grow
my God.
closer to God in that state of why me? Why is this
So in the, and that's why I tell you journaling
happening?
is my vice. But a couple months ago, and this is when it really started to be clear. A couple months ago, when I started to kind of like get my morning routine together, where I said, okay, I'm gonna get up early. I'm going to make sure I meditate. I'm going to make sure I pray. I'm going to make sure I, read my devotions, do what I need to do, because this is me being a better wife, being a
Mm,
better me, being a better mom. I have
mm,
to give myself some kind of leeway and grace before I can really start the day.
yes.
And I said, okay, let me start to do X, Y, and Z. And as I begin to become a little bit more self aware, understand my needs, I
Yeah.
just felt free. And then once I felt free and I started to care about what I was putting in my mouth, what I'm listening to, what I'm watching,
Mm,
it opened up him to speak to me. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
It cleared a lot of weight, and took a lot of anxiety away, because all that is us worrying about the future and it hasn't happened. So let's eliminate that. He got me. I'm good. And in the moment, you're just like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. I just had to I pulled myself together. I'm just like, there's a lesson to be learned. I don't know what the lesson is. I know that what he has asked me to do, I haven't done, completed yet. So
Mm,
let me work on what it is that he's asking me to do. And as I kept working on what the first step was, getting myself together, clearing away things that were heavy on my spirit, heavy on my heart, so that I could hear what he was saying. And as I did that, my connection was closer. And
yeah.
I could hear the things he was asking me to do. I was able to write down things. My dreams were clear. Like
Mm,
it was a point in time where people be like, I don't remember my dream last night.
yeah.
Well, that's not normal, because we all should be remembering our dreams. We dream every night.
We do. Yes.
You should be remembering what you dreamt about.
Yeah.
And as I started to do that and I started like clearing away different things, I was dreaming. My dreams were very clear. I was able to
Mm,
remember things that happened. I was writing it down. I was seeing how that related to what was going on right now. Um, and I
mhm,
was like, I remember telling my friend, I said, I don't know what kind of worshiping or whatever I was doing before with God, but this is a whole different level. Like I'm
mm,
operating at a whole different frequency.
mm.
Can hear him and I know it's him. It's one thing to be like, you feel a little nudge or a little
Yeah.
something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's just,
Yeah.
Holy Spirit telling you, hey, don't do that or don't move. No, this is
It's
not that.
yeah.
This is different.
Yeah.
And my connection was like, oh, I can't go back. Like whatever
Woo.
I'm going to keep doing, because I feel safe. I feel whole, even when my house is chaotic or
Yeah.
aren't going to like how it's supposed to be because we have those days. I'm
Yeah.
just like, okay, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
We're right. I'm gonna go back to we're gonna do it. And some days you may not. Some days I may be like, oh, I don't feel like it. I can't get up this morning,
Yeah.
and that's okay.
And
And
that's fine.
that's fine. And I've been able to give myself grace in that aspect, and
Yeah.
it's just been a beautiful journey. That's why I'm so passionate about, hey, Ma, you don't have to live your life this way where you feel like you've let go of who you are because you're trying to be a mom and you're trying to be a wife or a girlfriend, or you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The best thing you can do is care about yourself.
My God.
The best thing you can do is nurture yourself, is to love on yourself, is to do your therapies or whatever it is you need, or
Mm.
all in the midst of that, you're gaining emotional intelligence. You're being able to manage a little bit different or delegate the tools and tasks you need, being
Mm.
aware of when you don't feel good, when anxiety is coming in, when you're feeling overstimulated. You can communicate those things.
Mm.
You can't communicate those things when you worried about everybody else all the time.
Mm. Mm.
So I love where I'm at with it and just my
Mm.
passion for having other moms come on. My framework for Elevate by Day, like when we go through the coaching, it's called What's Your
Mm.
Scent?
What's your scent?
Like
Mm.
SCNT. So scent, we
Yes.
go through. S is self-awareness, C is community, E
Mm.
is environment, N is nutrition, and then T is thought management. And sometimes I start with T first because it's all
Come
about
on.
what you putting in your head.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Because
I
they want to come to me and be like, I want to detox and I want to do that. And I'm like, we can detox, but I promise you, if you detox, you may not make it through.
right.
Because
That's your brain.
yeah, if your mind is not together, if you're not clear minded, if you haven't thought about this and focus, it's kind of like when you're pregnant and we know what our birthing plan is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We think about our birthing plan for 9 months. We write
Yeah.
down what it is we want. If you want to go natural, we like, okay, I'm going natural. We have time to prepare the
Correct.
mind. And
Correct.
then once we get in that room, can't nobody tell us nothing different. No, this is what I want to do.
Right.
And you also make sure you have somebody else. So whether that's a doula, your husband, your boyfriend, you're like, hey, in the midst of it, if I say X, Y, and Z, no,
Don't
don't do
move.
that. You know what I mean? Why you already set up everything, you got
Yeah.
everything clear minded. Why you don't think you need to do that in your own personal life?
Mm. That is so good. It is
Detoxing is
so
the
good.
same way. You want to do that? Set your mind up right. Start eating clean. Start
Mm.
making time for yourself. Start walking. You don't have to exercise like going to the gym. Just go for a walk. Go into
Mhm.
nature. You know
By
what I mean?
yourself.
By
By
yourself.
yourself.
Give yourself some time. Read a
Yeah.
book. Read something entertain. You know what I mean? That's what I mean
Mhm.
by preparing. Once if you can do that, oh, the detox and the clean eating that's easy.
Hold on. Sometimes you got to detox too from people because I'll tell you, I remember those
That's
days
part of
I
it.
used to be on the phone all the time, and I would just look at my week and be like, "What did I do this
Mm,
week? What
yep.
did I
And
accomplish?"
we talk about that during community. When I talk about the seeing community,
Oh,
it's about, hey,
I
this
remember them
might
days.
not be the season for them. You might
No.
have to wait till next season. And that's what I tell them about, because we talked about balancing and trying to balance.
Yeah.
And I said, we put too much emphasis on balance just as a people because there's a season for everything. This season, it may not be you giving this 100%. You may only give it 60. Okay. And then this time, this person gets 20 or babies get this. Your balance is you balancing the 100%, not
Mm-hmm.
you trying to give everybody an equal share. It
Mm-mm.
doesn't work that way.
You ain't got enough.
You don't have enough to do that. So during your seasons, some people may get a little bit more, some people may get a little less. Some things may get a little bit more, some things may get a little less, and that's okay. That's
Mm,
balance.
that's balance.
That's balance.
Okay. Ooh, Jardae, we could be here all day long.
I
I want to
know.
talk to you. I want to talk to you. I want to leave off with this or finish this last section. I have this
Okay.
section, but I want to talk to you. You mentioned before that you've that even when things are going crazy, things are chaotic around, you know that God is there. And I just want to talk about knowing that God is there in the midst in the midst of your chaos. So
Mm,
how do you discern God's voice amidst the noise and the chaos of your daily routines?
I want to say studying. Um, just knowing the word. Yes, somebody can say they love you and then do something different that doesn't necessarily change their love for you. It just may
Mm,
hurt you in a different way or a different capacity. Um, and so, even when I'm in the midst of that lesson or the chaos, it doesn't mean he does not love me or he has forsaken me. He is still here. There's something else I need to learn, or
mm,
something else I'm leaving behind, or I'm not being obedient.
mm,
Um, and that's my time to recognize that. But I know he's with me, and I know he loves me and he loves his people, and he wants you to be healthy. He wants you to be wealthy with family and love and support. And
mm, mm.
you know what I mean? It's just, I
Yeah.
know that. So with me knowing that, I can use that as my backbone, as my strength, and creating the community around you to be like, girl, it's going to be okay. God got you. We can
Mm.
get, you know what I mean? Just having
Yes.
community, that support. Um,
Yes.
that's going to change the game.
Yes.
Change the game.
I love it, Jardae. I really do. You have this is so good.
It is.
This is like literally a blueprint for
Yeah.
starting your business. You know, you
Yeah.
just got to start, and there's really no right or wrong way
Nope.
or time to start it,
No, not at all. Not at
right?
all. Yep.
And just knowing that God is with you, especially if you know that He's telling you to do it, just
Mhm.
start. Okay, Jardae, tell us where we can find your business, how we can book you. Do you do online? Do we have to be in
Yeah.
the same city?
Okay, so you guys can catch me on my website. It's elevatebyday.com, and that's
Mhm.
LLEVATE. It's also Elevate by Day on IG. You can find me Jardae Davis, which is JARDAE Davis on LinkedIn. I'm also on Facebook as Jardae Davis, and I'm all around. You can book me through my website. You can ask me questions. I do copay calls where we just kind of
Mhm.
go through and get your, if you're ready to get your health together, and we just do a little 45-minute call and set you up. So yeah,
Yes.
everything, is pretty much virtual now. I can definitely come in if you're in the DMV area. Hello.
Come
Um,
on.
but yes, everything, virtual. You can DM me, you can message me, you can email me. So
And you're still doing the kid part, the
yes,
childhood dream events
I
too.
am still doing it, and I'm actually going to be up and running again in the DMV area in January. So I am excited about that. I can't wait to announce that journey. But you can also find me. I'm on IG as that as well, Childhood Dreams.
Mhm.
I'm also on Facebook and childhooddreamevents.com. So let me know if y'all need anything.
Nice. So you talk about the whole with in the childhood dreams, the balloon arch, the getting
Everything.
all that stuff set up.
Yes. So I come in, you basically pick your package. I come in, we can either host activities. So if you're doing a tea party and you want a couple activities, we do that. We bring in kid sized table and chairs. We do bounce houses. We do balloons. We
Mm.
do backdrops. So
Yes.
yeah, just let us know.
Well, that is amazing, Jardae. I love what you do. I love that you have a whole platform that God has blessed and given you the direction to set this up for a lot of women because it is hard. And I
Mhm.
love the fact that you can somehow marry the chaos and the chaos and entrepreneur and hearing God and being a
Yeah.
mom. You can marry it all together and we can be successful and not, feel bad
Yes.
for ourselves, if
That's
you
it. That's
will.
it. That's it.
So, Jardae, before I let you go, I want you to leave the ladies something. Give us a soundbite of something to take with them throughout the week, something that they can just lean on to carry them.
You are enough. You have what you need. Fear isn't in love. So just take that step
Mm.
forward, give yourself some grace. You are enough. God doesn't make any mistakes. So just take what you have and show the world. We're waiting for you. Somebody in this world is waiting for you to just share your gift. Somebody needs your gift.
Mm.
Somebody needs your gift. So say hello to the world and come out and show us what you got.
Come on, Jardae. Yes, we are waiting for you to pop off. I'm sorry.
Yes.
That's what I was hearing. I need everybody to pop off
That's
because
it.
there is no sense of keeping it to yourself. You're
No.
absolutely right, Jardae. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. There is no idea, no thought that is too crazy. And can I just say this real quick?
Yeah.
Don't, if you are like me and in the past you felt like you didn't want to tell anybody none of your ideas because you just think like everybody's gonna steal it. That used to be
Uh-huh.
me. I didn't
Uh-huh.
want to open my mouth. I didn't want to write my books. My first of 16 books. I didn't want to do that because I thought it
Uh-huh.
was gonna be good enough. That's why I was gonna steal it. And
Uh-huh.
I kept myself small for so long, just
Mm-hmm.
sitting in my fear of not feeling good enough.
Right.
And feeling like, oh, nobody's gonna want to hear me. No one's gonna need this or need that. And then it's crazy when you turn around and you see it in the world later, and God's sitting there like, I told you to do it.
I told you. I
Now
gave
still
you
go
the
back
vision.
out and do it.
That's it. That don't put you off the hook. Okay.
Look, still
I
go
gave
and
you
do
the
it.
vision. Yep. Yeah.
I love it, Jardae, and you're absolutely right. Everybody go out and do it. We need you. People need you. There are a million people attached to you.
Yes.
That's going to be the time.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jardae, for coming in here, pouring at this well. I want to thank every lady and gentleman who has listened. Thank you, Jardae, so much.
Oh, no
I
problem.
appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you so much for being here. And ladies, if you were blessed by this episode, if there's something that you love, please reach out to Jardae. If you're in the DMV area,
Yes.
please reach out to her. I mean, you have a gift that's back in town. Let's go.
Let's go. Yes.
Thank you so much. And ladies, perhaps you're chosen for such a time as this to write, to tell your story, your truth. Until next time, bye bye.